take a moment and think about this. $100 bills. You've probably used one before. Maybe you even have one with you right now. But have you ever stopped and wondered what actually goes into making it? Not just printing it, but engineering it in a way that makes it almost impossible to fake. Because what looks simple on the outside is anything but. Inside one of the most secure facilities in the United States, thousands of $100 bills are being produced every single hour. Large sheets move rapidly through massive machines, each one carrying dozens of notes at once. But the real story doesn't start with printing. It starts with the material itself. Unlike regular paper, US currency is made from a unique blend of cotton and linen. That's why it feels different in your hand, slightly rough, almost like cloth. And here's something most people don't know. Only one company in the entire world is allowed to produce this material. For over a century, the same supplier has been responsible for creating the base of every US bill. This alone makes counterfeiting incredibly difficult. But that's just the beginning. Before any ink is applied, the material is already embedded with security features. If you look closely, you'll notice tiny colored fibers scattered throughout the bill. These aren't printed on top, they're part of the fabric itself. This idea has been around for generations, and it still works today. Then there's the security thread, a thin strip built directly into the bill during production. Hold the bill up to the light, and you'll see it running vertically. It carries small text and glows under ultraviolet light. What makes it even smarter is that each denomination has a different glow color and a different position, so even if someone tries to alter a lower value bill, the mistake becomes obvious. But the $100 bill has something even more advanced. That blue strip you see? It's not printed, it's woven into the material itself and contains millions of microscopic elements that create movement when you tilt the bill. Small shapes appear to shift, change, and move across the surface. This effect is incredibly complex and nearly impossible to duplicate using normal printing methods. And remember, all of this is done before printing even begins. Now comes the printing stage. First, a layer of subtle background colors is added, soft tones that you might not even notice at first glance. These colors help build depth and make copying much harder. But the most important step comes next, engraving. Instead of using digital images, skilled artists carve the designs directly into metal plates. Every detail is etched by hand, including the portrait on the bill. This process requires extreme precision. A single mistake can ruin weeks of work. Once the master design is complete, it's transferred onto multiple plates for mass production. Then comes a technique called intaglio printing. This is what gives real money its distinct feel. Under very high pressure, the material is pressed into engraved lines filled with ink. The result is raised printing that you can actually feel with your fingers. If a bill feels completely flat, that's usually a bad sign. The ink itself also plays a role in security. It contains special properties that allow machines to recognize real currency instantly. Some parts react to infrared light, creating patterns that only machines can detect. After printing, the bills aren't finished yet. They need time to dry. And not just for a few minutes, the ink can take several days to fully settle. During this time, everything is carefully controlled to avoid even the smallest flaw. Once ready, the next step makes each bill unique. Serial numbers are added, along with official seals and markings. These numbers aren't random. They follow a system that reveals when and where the bill was produced. No two bills share the same identity. After that, every single note is inspected. High-speed systems scan each one, checking for defects you wouldn't even notice. If something is off, that bill is removed and replaced. Finally, the sheets are cut into individual notes with exact measurements. Even a tiny difference in size can cause machines like ATMs to reject them. Once everything is complete, the bills are bundled, packaged, and sent out into the financial system. From there, they travel across the world. And here's something interesting. It costs only a few cents to produce a bill that's worth $100, yet that same bill can remain in circulation for decades. That's a huge difference between cost and value. Today, a large portion of $100 bills exists outside the United States. People around the world trust it as a stable form of money, but that also makes it a target. Advanced counterfeiting operations have tried to replicate these bills, sometimes with surprising accuracy. But every new design pushes the limits even further, making duplication more difficult than ever. So the next time you hold a $100 bill, look at it a little differently. Because what seems like a simple piece of money is actually the result of science, precision, and decades of innovation working together. And most people never realize it.